so many things have been floating these days, particularly through one particular channel, and slowly you have other people coming out with certain opinions which are totally against what are the actual facts. First of all, one thing about the logo of GIDC. First of all, I want to say that GIDC has been the most efficient, most transparent and forward-looking corporation which has helped promote industry in a very big way, which everybody recognizes. I think somehow this has not been acceptable to certain forces, and they are trying to run down the good efforts that are being made to project Goa as a very good industrial destination. And in this respect, one thing suddenly has come up: the logo that GIDC has paid for one logo 25 lakhs, and it is not merely a logo, it is very carefully designed, the rebranding and redesigning of Goa IDC itself, and that thing, the logo is only one part of that. Thereafter, we have design of regulations manual, which I will show you, design of open portal manuals for engineers, for architects, as well as for employees. All collaterals that are required, whether it is designing the letterheads, whether it is designing the files differently to create a altogether new image, whether ID cards, business cards, lanyards, envelopes, brochures, souvenirs as well. And all this has been done, this whatever procurement what was there, as per the Goa Financial Rules 2017, Rule 183.1, if people want to know which is the rule. So every single rule has been followed. Just to, if you had seen the presentation colored, you would have understood what I have said. Sample pages from regulation manual. Everything is there. This is unfortunately in black and white. It may not be that impactful, but everything in detail has been explained. Portal manuals as well, the open portal and all that. So this has been work which has evolved, technical people working for quite a long period, and it is not that it has happened overnight, and it's not that one logo has been presented. Total misinformation, total misguiding of people in industry and otherwise. And we had also there also criticism against Invest Goa event what we had organized, and the Invest Goa, when I talk about it, similar investment promotion events have been held in Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Punjab, Assam. It is a platform to engage with potential investors and invite them to Goa. For that matter, I want to say that even I had personally gone to various chambers of commerce, whether it is Delhi, just to mention a few, whether it was Gujarat, which otherwise is quite forward in industry, as well as in other places like Mumbai, where I invited them, and that's how this Invest Goa, that program was very much required. And the success of that lied in the fact that more than 500 industries participated in this particular thing, and this was organized moreover in collaboration with Confederation of Indian Industry, that is CII. Ani, prior to Invest Goa 2024, after I can tell you how much there was attraction towards Goa. Immediately you could see it. In 2024, total earnings were 117 crores after 4 rounds of auctioning. Post Invest Goa 2024 increased the visibility of Goa as a very competitive industrial ecosystem. Otherwise, Goa is known only for tourism. It is this type of events which brought Goa to the fore in terms of investment in industry, and our earnings from 117 crore became 514 crore. So these are tangible things which can be seen, how the perspective about Goa changed as an industrial destination. And I think a reason why I have the industries bodies people sitting here, most of them are members of the board, they are witness to how systematically we have brought about transparency, we have brought about digitization to really make the ease of doing business a reality, and that is why they are here. We have the Goa IDC open portal, and the thing is, oh, you have spent so much on a website. It is not a website, first of all, just one page thing and all information is there, you just put it on the net. It's not that way. It is a digital governance platform for providing all services to the industries with automation of core processes. Total industries using this is 2,500. Services delivered as of now is more than 1,000. A portal is delivers services. You apply, pay and receive approval. This is the force of a portal which we have done. Website, what happens when you click, a page opens. What happens to a portal? A workflow starts. Your application moves from the desk to desk with defined timelines and you can track it. That is the difference. Payments, it is not possible on a website, it's just a page. Built-in payment gateways have been developed under a portal. Fees can be paid, rents and premiums can be paid, and receipts you get online having paid that. Legal validity, pages are not documents. E-sign and digital signatures are valid. Approvals are issued through it are legally valid documents. Data and security, in a website you don't hold any record, there is no basic security, but portal holds every estate, details about that, whether it is a plot, whether it is lease, whether it is payment record with full audit trail, STQC security audited. The simple test of a website and a portal. Can you read about the office? Can you get a service without visiting the office? This is the two things. Without visiting the office, you get all the services. So it's not a website as people are claiming you have spent so much of money. And it has been done by following all the particular thing. A particular procedure that is mandated for being in a transparent manner. For example, I will tell you, impact of regulatory and digital platform. Transfer of a plot, which used to take on an average 245 days sometimes. Today it is only 24 days. Subleases 154. Today it is only 22 days. Mortgage 76 days people used to take. Today it is 21 days. Name change, suppose you want to do, it used to take on an average 278 days. And today it is only 16 days you can get this done. Lease deed, it used to take 341 days. Today it takes 53 days. Lease extension, which used to take 341 days, takes 57 days. Trade change, if you ask for permission, 235 days. After this digital footprint has come, and as people say, as I have said, it is a working platform, only 30 days it takes. Overall impact of reforms, you must know. As a consequence of this, what allegations unnecessarily are being made. 85% reduction in service delivery time. 62% reduction in documentation. How was this possible without the digital footprint? It is not just a website, one page put there and people have spent so much of money. 68% reduction in process steps. The entire processes which had to be done manually are being immediately done by your portal, not the website. That is what I want to bring to your later. Then details of procurement and costing, which they are alleging some 19 crore. I don't know from where they got the figure, but I am giving you the breakup. Core technology modules, free of cost, no license fee on any software. This is like a software which we ourselves have developed, which Goa IDC has developed. One has to realize that. Software development, page 1, tendered on GEM portal. This is a Government of India thing which you must be knowing. Estate, engineering, water, grievances redressal, OPBAS, cost is 4.1 crore inclusive of taxes. Additional development 0.73 crore. So total cost of this has been 4.83 crore. Software development phase 2 plus 2 years, AMC tendered on e-procurement portal, GIS-based land bank finance management system, inclusive of taxes, it has been 4.18 crore, and cost for AMC, that is annual maintenance contract. Okay, every time you have to make changes, you have to accommodate newer ideas from industry or things what we have missed have to be incorporated, and therefore all this and e-Mudra integration is 0.96 crore. So total cost, okay, is 15.12 crore, and server cost cloud for the cloud through ITG, that is 2.75 crore. So this figure is 15.12 crore. So they say 19 crore, I don't know from where they got the figure. Okay, this is one of the criticism. Hello being done. Hello world. About the portal, I want to comment here. Our portal is so good, as people are calling it a website. I want to give you these details. It is adopted by National Industrial Corridor Development Corporation. Imagine, it is a national body adopting the technology developed by us. It is a matter of pride for GIDC. Selected for international conference in space, data for policy, for the data for public good. It has been selected internationally. It has been selected in Spain. Adopted by Center for Smart Governance, Bengaluru. Bangalore government has adopted it through the Center for Smart Governance. They are appreciating us. And here, for things what are done in a proper manner, after following a transparent process, we are being criticized after being the best corporation, I would say, proudly say. Then the IIT Madras also has adopted this, and 2 awards received by chairman and me for this particular work done in IDC, and still so much of criticism for nothing, I would say. Not even a storm in a teacup. Why is this being done? I have really no idea why good things are being opposed. We are putting all source code on Government Hub, GitHub, GitHub. Anyone interested can see the code. Okay, this is about technology, and I think as far as our portal is concerned, I have explained enough. Next criticism is about the Hello World, which rather should have been appreciated because it is an innovation and research park. There has been a demand for very long to have a manufacturing unit, demand from existing manufacturing units for a plug and play policy, R&D facilities. You have everything ready made. You have to just go and start your production. You have to just go and start your work. This is what we have been longing for, that somebody will come. And this is exactly what will provide the jobs for Goans. Today, IT related industry, research and development, innovation parks, these are exactly the type of jobs which Goans are doing, whether it is Mumbai, whether it is Bengaluru, whether it is Delhi, whether it is Chennai or even abroad. People will come back to their homes, some of them who are well qualified. Even this research and innovation and research park, the persons who have actually bid, through the bidding they have got those 3 plots, and there is no bar that one person cannot bid for 3 plots. They have bid and they have got it, and they are in negotiation, whether it is Google, whether it is Amazon. They have given the presentation to the board. If these people come, imagine how many jobs will be created, and these are all white collar jobs which our Goans prefer. Total built up area is going to be about 3 lakh square feet. Estimated one job per every 100 square meters. That is a normal norm. We have purposely kept it low. Tomorrow jobs can be square feet, I mean, per square feet. Okay, so the total job potential is about 30,000. Maybe this will shoot up also. And this allotment has been done through online bidding, India e-auction portal, and there is total transparency. And I want to tell you that the incentives, to provide incentives, is very much there as per Rule 10 of Goa IDC regulation. Lower reserve price for auction, that is 4,000 per square meter. 50% concession in sublease fee. And Rule 10, if I may quote, I want them to know this. The corporation may grant any concession or any such other benefit to any class or category of applicants, allottees or lessees as the corporation may decide from time to time. So it is totally left to the board to decide what concessions they give. Like that we brought about total reforms. Transfer of plots itself was not possible at one point of time. Today we have made it easy and transparent. And you know who is transferring what plot. Commercially, initially they could not capitalize, they could not give it to somebody else or sell it to somebody else. That is allowed officially. These decisions have been taken about a year back or 2 years back. We have brought about all these reforms. Now suddenly somebody is raising something, gets up from his dream and then points out something which are not correct. Knowing first, GIDC is to first give plots on rent, okay, and then give allot to people and take the rent. It was called leasehold rent. Now, as per the central government policy, this is a mandate from the central government which is monitored by the Cabinet Secretariat of the Honorable Prime Minister. Industry is given an option, it is not compulsory, to convert from leasehold to freehold by paying full lease for 95 years. Okay? This is mandated upon us. Still we have given the choice. Those who want to have freehold rights, they can have. Those who want to continue with the old system can continue. We cannot go against this. It has been monitored right from the top and we cannot deviate from this. Land cannot be used for any other purpose other than industrial undertaking. Freehold, why it is required? To benefit industry in terms of better loan facilities, ease of doing business, and as well as opportunities for joint ventures, as well as getting easy finance from banks and other financial institutions. That's why the center is very much keen that from lease rent we should make it freehold rights for those being allocated the plots. So I think, and in this respect, whatever that comes after they decide to pay, say all 95 years lease rent, all that money, what people say, IDC will go bankrupt, will not have money. All this money will go to a corpus. We cannot use that money. Only the interest on that can be utilized to do other things. That corpus will continue to remain with IDC. The question of IDC becoming bankrupt and corporation will close down, from where are they getting this information? I don't know. Look at the reality. And we have calculated, I don't want to give those figures because that will also burn some people. They are very high figures. Today, we have calculated that by this leasehold rent what we are collecting, if we go for freehold, even if 50% of those people opt for it, we'll have money more than 3 or 4 times what we are getting through normal lease rent. This is what people have to realize. We have introduced our reforms based on facts, based on the reality, based on the principles of ease of doing business, not forgetting that IDC, which was one time when I took over, when Honorable MLA and Chairman Mr. Reginaldo took over, and Mr. Prabhimal also was there as Managing Director. We were almost something minus 200 crores. Today we are like, you can say plus 200 crores or more than that. I don't want to give the exact figures. So from a huge minus we have come to plus. And the criticism as if we are just giving away land or we want to sell the interests of IDC or of Goa through IDC. And we have those people who have got their name in industry, earned through hard work, sustained growth in their own industry, and these are the people nominated on the board, whether it is Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Pratima Don, whether it is our GSIA President, Mr. Pradeep DeCosta. These are known industrialists. VIA President, Mr. Kalpak, also Sandesh, same way our Kochkar. These are people who have done work in the industry, including Sanjay Amonkar, all these people, and more people wanted to come actually. I did not want to make it a show of strength. Entire industry is pained by what is happening because they are privy to every decision GIDC has been taking, every decision which has helped to bring about transparency, which has helped the industry to grow, and therefore they are proud of GIDC as an organization. I want to tell these people, please don't fly these kites which are against the interests of the institution, which are against the industrialization of Goa, against industry and against Goa and Goans as such. This particular hello world, if it comes, I can tell you very safely, if all this top industry as they are slated to come, will generate nothing less than 30,000 jobs, white collar jobs. It has been very carefully crafted, and if some people are bent on derailing this, then I don't know, then even God cannot help Goa and cannot help us as well. So I want this situation of growth, of sustainability, of a care for industry to be there in the functioning of IDC. That is what all of us sitting here and behind are striving for. That's why we thought we'll clarify, because it is really painful how certain things are being said. Now I will leave the floor to others because they have also come. Let them have their say.
I had said before that we had earned 117 crores in 4 rounds of auction before the Invest Goa. After that we got about almost 500 crores. Now all this we were able to do. Website, portal, everything, differences they have spoken. Overall impact, I think the minister also spoke. Costing also he has spoken. Cost of the portal. And Hello World, when we first thought of it, not only the lease, not only the land rates, which has been there is an issue, but beyond land rates, even lease, we will be getting lease revenues. Although we have reduced so that we have a larger clientele, we have a lot of work for it. All this we have done, we could do all this not without the help of the minister. The first time minister, chief minister, we have all been in one line of action. We have been in sync to say industry should be industry should prosper, ease of doing business. Now the last part was, they say that we want to sell the corporation. I don't know what is the meaning of sell. I would request all these people who are saying that we want to sell, find one buyer and come to me. Identify one buyer, and if you got one buyer, let us see. Corporation, even if you want to sell it, somebody has to buy it. Let them identify a purchaser. Now, deregulation committee has made things very clear what they want from the industrial association, what they want from IDC to be made into simplified versions for ease of business. Central government is watching. Minister has already spoken. I will not say. So this freehold and this right. Another issue was that Comunidad, the land belonged to the Comunidad was acquired by the Comunidad. Allegation is there that we have, if we want to give the land, we have to take the Comunidad into confidence. If the land is developed, we cannot. If the land is not developed, we have to take the original land owners into confidence. Here, land is already developed, so we need not take the. And by the way, we have seen that all rules and regulations of the central government, of the state government, all rules, regulations, all acts are in place, and we did everything. So we are ready for any sorts of inquiry, any sorts of formal investigation whatsoever. We don't have any problem. Today they just taken a press conference to tell, because going on one side somebody is speaking and the other side nobody is replying. Actually, we will not reply because when the allegations are good, we have to reply. But we have replied to make things a little more easier. I would request others to speak. We have the president of KSIA, we have the president of the GCCI. I think
for the industry in general and for us as business people in particular. So please don't spread anything which is not relevant. And see, we are all doing it for the sake of the industry. And so we don't want anything wrong to happen now that the industry is really gaining, and we are all happy with the way GIDC is working. So please, and they have also come up with ladies hostels. They are trying to come up with ladies hostels in some of the industrial estates, which will help our women to have places where they will be able to work as well as look after their kids. So I think please all of you will be with us. We would like to be in this, and please don't do this. Thank you.
The Verna Industrial Association for about 5 years ago, coincidentally at the same time that this government came into place. And that point of time when I took over as president, we had formed a group, the past presidents that included Nitin, Blaise, and our vociferous Kochkar, and me. And we had one thing: don't take the name of Goa IDC. GIDC meant a fine that we would have to put in the kitty, which meant how bad Goa IDC was at that point of time. Industries as organizations, we had three nemesis in the system. One was factories and boilers, one was electricity department, pollution control board to an extent, but our main problem area was always Goa IDC. This was 5 years ago. 4 years I was the president. But over the years, and you can always see, I am not as vociferous as Kochkar was, but we all have been witness to Kochkar on how he used to bang this government, for non-performance, for whatever, for non-deliveries and whatever. But over these 4 years or 5 years, we have seen the transformation. And when my co-presidents, like Sandesh Dhareshwar and all is there, they used to come to Verna and say, the government is treating you all as though you all are kings and we are pariahs. Our estates have got nothing, roads are bad, this is bad. But they were not understanding that the main highway in the industrial estate was not done by IDC, it was the PWD highways. So it looked like Verna was, doing very well. So that was a wrong drive. But today if you go, I'm Verna president, Kalpak will be crying. Kunde has become far better than Verna is. That all shows to show the efforts and things that have gone in transformation in the last 3 to 4 years. And as already explained by Honorable Minister and Honorable Chairman, the ease of doing business in the portal has been so much better. Earlier we used to make the blueprint plans, which were a nemesis, huge, large blueprint, and one small error in it, we had to scrap that whole paper, get new paper. Today there's paperless. Something unbelievable, that this kind of transformation could happen. But these are the kinds of transformation ease that we have seen in the last 3-4 years. It's not only direct savings on the industry, indirect cost saving also is tremendous. So we are here as industry bodies, not on a political level, we are all apolitical. But we have to say that transformation, thanks to this government, we really have transformed a lot in not only the IDC, but also other departments also. We have got some very good efficient officers already in place. Factories and boilers also has. So this means the government is also delivering for us. Coming to deregulation, I've been part of the deregulation process in the last 1 year. There's been a lot of noise now of freehold to leasehold. Now this is not a mandate of this government that you have to go to freehold. This has come from the government of India on a national scale. All government all states have to change over as per their mandate. In fact, at the first instant when we came to now this stage 3 process, we actually rejected it threadbare. We don't want to implement this for the state of Goa. Goa is too small, we have a very small land bank. If land bank is scarce, nothing will happen. New industries will suffer. That was the first thought process. But the central government sent it back. You'll have to think it differently. So we really thought this over and did a massive correction, and all stakeholders were involved. I mean, not down to the bottom line, but as industry bodies, we were all involved in the new thought process. And this freehold is not freehold that, it's like a marketplace, I can do anything. In fact, even there was resentment for industry that the freehold changeover would cost them a lot. But even the cost to the industry is not too much. Savings for the IDC long term is also very high, and it's an option whether I want to change or not. And there's enough money left in the kitty for IDC to govern for the next 90 years. It's nothing that IDC will not be able to survive. IDC will survive because they have to give us the services. Even if the land is mine, services have to come from IDC, whether it's road, water, whatever services, waste management. Now IDC, first time in India, I think any industrial estate has got their own waste management system. Verna and Sambal put together, the first waste management system is going into place. In the next 2-3 months that will go operational. So that is again something which is unknown in India, that industrial estates have their own waste management system. So the transformation has been tremendous, and we look forward to this kind of support from any government that comes into power for us industry, and it has been a positive exchange. And my Kochkar can definitely say, because we have seen how quiet it has become now in the last 1-2 years. From the noise that is to, he was in small build, unlike me, I'm big build, but he's small build, but he rose like more than a lion. Today he's become very quiet, which means the system, the government has done a good job for us. So that's all. Thank you.
Main topic म्हणजे चोरसा IDC आसतलो. Every time in every meeting, every board meeting आमची जेन्ना GSIची जाताली तेन्ना हांव IDC फाटल्यान लागतालो. तुका ताका कारण आशिल्लें की कितेंय काम आमकां IDCची करपा जाय आशिल्लें. सपोज वी हॅड टू ट्रान्सफर एक सादी NOC बँकेची लोन घेतलो जाल्यार IDCन कितल्यो फावट्यो मारच्यो पडटाल्यो. आणि मेनी टायम्स आय हॅव बीन स्पीकिंग अबाउट दॅट आमकां फॅक्टरीन बसून आमचें काम जावपाक जाय. जेन्ना हो MD आयलो पळय ताका हांवें तेन्ना एकूच फावटी सांगलें की आमी खंयसरूय हांव खंय भायर भोंवपाक गेलो पासून जाल्यार थंय बसून मोबायला वयल्यार म्हाका फॅक्टरीचें काम जावपाक. म्हाका खंयचें बील भरपाक जाय जाल्यार म्हाका NOC जाय जाल्यार कितें जाय तें केन्नाच जायनाशिल्लें. प्रत्येक कामाक तांचो टॅग आसतालो, फायल सोदची पडटाली, पेपर तुका मेळना आमची कॉपी दिवची पडटाली. आतां कितें जालें हें पोर्टल जाल्ल्याक सगळे डिटेल आसा पळय आमकां स्क्रिनीचेर दिसता. प्लॉट म्हाजो कितलो एरिया बरोबर आसा काय ना. फूल आमी लीज एग्रीमेंट केल्या पळय स्टार्टिंगच्यान लीज एग्रीमेंट केला, एमेंडमेंट केल्या, सगळ्यांची कॉपी ती ताचेर आहा. सो आमकां फिजिकल कॉपी धरपाची गरज ना. केन्ना तूं एप्लाय करता सपोज जर प्लॉट वाडोवपाक नाल्यार बिल्डींग नवयेचो एक पार्ट करपाक बॅक एंडाचें सगळें इन्फॉर्मेशन आहा. फक्त एडिशन आहा तितलेंच इनपूट करपाचें आनी तुजें काम जाता. सो दीस इज वॉट माय ड्रीम वॉज IDC जावपाची. आनी हें आतां सक्सेसफूल जालें आनी ह्या गव्हर्मेंटाकूय हांव त्या बद्दल हें दिता. आनी अशें हें इतलें बरें काम जाता तेन्ना अशें कोण तरी एक सुट्टी लायता आनी कितें जाता मागीर हाचें बॅकड्रॉप कितें जाता पळय जी इंडस्ट्री येवंक सोदता नवीन इन्व्हेस्टमेंट तांचेर इफेक्ट जाता. ते म्हणटा हांचे कांय धड ना आसतलें काय. आमच्या भितरले इंडस्ट्रीच्या मनार पासून अशें दिसता अरे हे थंय बसल्या ते कितें तरी दुसरेंच करता काय म्हणून बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर. कित्याक हे एलिगेशन बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टराची नांवां घेवन तुमी करता. आतां पळयलां तुमी प्रत्येक जे गोश्ट केल्या पळय तांच्यांनी ताका रूल आहा. आनी हांव कितें करता कितेंय म्हाका डावट आसल्यार हांव पयलीं ताका फोन करता MD. त्या दीस पासून ताणें एक हाचो गोवा हँडीक्राफ्टाची प्लॉट हें करपाक गेलो एज पर द क्लॉज एक्सेप्ट फॉर 5.4. हांवें म्हणलें दीस इज नॉट लिगल 5.4. मागीर कोरियंडम काडून तें करेक्शन केलें. सो इतले आमी अलर्ट आसतना विजिलंट आसतना अश्यो गोश्टी जावपाच्यो म्हाका दिसना. आनी कोण तरी तिसरोच मनीस येवन तुका टीव्हीर सांगता बाबा अशें अंदाजून बी चल्ल्या. दीस इज नॉट करेक्ट आनी दीस गिव्स रॉंग इन्फॉर्मेशन टू जनरल पब्लीक. आतां आमकां भितरल्यो सगळ्यो गोश्टी खबर आसा म्हणून बरें आहा. आतां हे पिक्चर कशें काडटा तो अशें स्ट्रेस दिवन सांगता पूण तो नेने कोण तुका विश्वनाथ न्ही ताका आपयल्लो हांगा. सी ताणें समोरा समोर येवन उलोवंक जाय न्ही. सपोज तुका खंयच्याय डिपार्टमेंटान डावट आसा तुका एक इन्फॉर्मेशन मेळ्ळा एटलीस्ट एज अ कर्टसी तूं त्या मनशा कडेन वच ताचें क्लॅरिफिकेशन घे. नाल्यार एटलीस्ट कोणाक इफेक्ट जाता न्ही. आमी इंडस्ट्री न्ही वी आर इफेक्टींग. प्रेसिडेंटा कडेन वच ताका पयलीं विचार आनी मागीर पब्लीक वच. कित्याक जेन्ना तूं पब्लीक वता पळय आनी वेन अ रिस्पॉन्सिबल पर्सन गोज टू पब्लीक लायक दीस इट इज नॉट गूड. हांव पासून केन्नाय पब्लीक म्हाका कितले क्रिटिसिजम करताले उलयता म्हणून. बट वेन आय टॉक आय वॉज टॉकिंग फॅक्ट्स. पयशे घेताले IDCन प्रत्येक कारणाक पयशे घेताले आनी सगळ्या वजीर सांगतालो हांव ते फाटल्यान सांगनाशिल्लो. आतां पासून तशेंच तुमी अशें फाटल्यान वचून एक व्हिडिओ केलो आनी घाले आनी सगळ्यांची नांव पिड्ड्यार करप दॅट इज नॉट फेअर. वॉट इज नॉट करेक्ट यू फर्स्ट क्लॅरिफाय अँड देन टॉक टू पीपल. त्या खातीर हांव पासून तांकां म्हणटालो एटलीस्ट वी हॅव टू आन्सर टू दीस क्वेरी. नाल्यार लोकांक पासून सारकें दिसना न्ही. हे आमच्या भितरली इंडस्ट्री लोकांक पासून डावट आसा हे कशें वता काय म्हणून प्लॉट तुमी हें करता. खूब जाणांक डावट आहा. आज 40 मिनटां एकट्या कडेन उलोवन हांव ताका एक्सप्लेन केला.